A delicious homemade ice cream with only 3 ingredients. Even you can make it. I start by adding 1 cup of hot water here in the blender. Then I add 2 tablespoons of powdered gelatin. I'm using strawberry and raspberry flavor, but you can use any flavor you like. Next, we're going to blend well so the gelatin fully dissolves. I've blended for 1 minute and the gelatin is nicely dissolved. Now I add 1 cup of cold water. Then I add 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, which is 14 ounces. I also add 1 small carton of heavy cream, which is about 7 ounces. This ice cream turns out really delicious and is super easy to prepare. Once you learn how to make it, you'll hardly want store-bought ice cream again. It turns out creamy and flavorful. Now I'll blend for 1 more minute. I blended for another minute and the mixture is smooth and even. Now I'll pour this mixture into a container with a lid. You can use any container you have at home. Here I also made another flavor, in this case, strawberry. But you can repeat the process with whatever flavor you prefer. Now I'll place it in the freezer for about 2 hours. I've already taken it out of the freezer after that time. Now I'll place the contents in a bowl for whipping. The texture is firmer now, just as it should be. After 2 hours in the freezer, this is the ideal texture for whipping. This is exactly how it should look before the next step. Now, with a hand mixer, we'll beat it for about 10 minutes. It's our part to beat it until the volume doubles. That is how the texture changes and becomes fluffy while beating. Now I'll turn it off and remove the mixer carefully. Then I transfer it back into a container with a lid. This container I'm using holds about 2 quarts. I'll set this first flavor aside and beat the second one. I've already beaten the strawberry one I had in the freezer. Look how it turned out, super creamy and full of volume. This recipe yields a large container full of ice cream. Now I'll place both flavors in the freezer for 6 more hours. After that time, we'll serve our ice cream. I have some cones here. I'm going to add some candy inside. Anyone who tries this ice cream will fall in love with the flavor. You can mix flavors and make it colorful. Here is our ice cream, ready to serve. I'll scrub out a ball to show you the texture. This ice cream turns out extremely creamy and firm. It's a delight with a strong, rich flavor. I gently place the scoop into the cone. Now I'll scoop out a ball of the strawberry flavor. The creaminess of this ice cream is truly impressive. I place another scoop into my cone. You can make delicious ice cream at home without any trouble. Everyone will be surprised by the texture and flavor. I finish by adding a strawberry topping on top. But you can use whichever topping you like best. Now comes the best part. Let's try this ice cream. It turned out amazing, with incredible texture and flavor. Genius trick with chocolate egg that no one teaches. Let's start by placing a can of sweetened condensed milk here. 13.9 ounces. We're going to prepare the filling for our egg. We'll also prepare this part. I'll prepare the shell and the filling, all for you. Now I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of chocolate. I'm using chocolate with 50% cocoa. I'll first mix it with the sweetened condensed milk. I've already mixed the chocolate. Now I'm going to add a carton of heavy cream. I'll turn on the heat and mix in the heavy cream. We're going to prepare a brigadeiro for the egg. You need to stir constantly. Cook over medium heat until you reach the ideal brigadeiro consistency. I'll show you the point it should reach. Look, the brigadeiro is ready. It should be firm. When it starts to pull away from the bottom of the pan, that's the sign it's done. At that moment, turn off the heat. Now I'll transfer the brigadeiro to this bowl. Scrape it well to avoid wasting anything. Spread it out so it cools faster. Now let the brigadeiro cool. Let's prepare the eggshells. We have 7 ounces of chocolate. Milk chocolate. I'll take it to the microwave to melt it in 30-second intervals. I've already melted the chocolate. I wrapped an egg with plastic wrap. It can be a regular chicken egg, and I'm going to dip it in the chocolate. We'll use the egg as a mold to make the chocolate shell. If you don't have a mold, this is a great alternative to make at home. Now place it in the fridge until the chocolate hardens. See, we've already made the shell. Now I'll unwrap it. Remove the plastic. It's very simple. I'll place this here. You just need to pull. I removed it. A very well-formed shell was made. If you don't have an egg mold, this technique works perfectly. Look here. Now I'll remove the other shell and fill the egg. I made 2 shells. Now I have our brigadeiro filling. Grab a piping bag. I'm going to put some of the filling into the bag. Using a piping bag makes filling the shell easier. Place the filling in the bag. Push it down to the tip. Some brigadeiro is already coming out. I'll cut the tip of the bag. Now just take the shell and place the filling inside the egg. Fill the entire inside of the shell until it's completely full. I've already filled one. I'll do the same with the other. Make sure the egg is full and delicious. Done. I've filled both sides. Now simply join the 2 shells. The brigadeiro itself will act as glue. One shell will stick to the other. Look, you just place it and wrap. The result is excellent. A great suggestion to prepare at Easter and give as a gift.